where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that, I mean, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable.
Uber, Bitcoin, self-driving cars. Combine those three together, and you have the self-owning taxi. A car that is a corporation that owns itself, pays for the car lease, the car insurance, and the gasoline from the revenues it makes, giving passengers a ride, and there's not a single human involved in that matter.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction; it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. Now, guys, I told you in 2023, in the first quarter, we would get an event, and now we have the banking collapse, which the master magicians pulled off the perfect distraction. And at the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, guys, we're going to have another main event. Now, of course, the markets will still pump and dump until we get that next crisis. Guys, we know they're going to pull that rug. And all we have to do is watch the Fed to know exactly when that's about to happen. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. We have NASDAQ pulling back, but the only thing you have to do is look at the indicators and see why. Now we had Elon Musk was the entertainment yesterday. Don't try to bribe me with ad money. Go F yourself. But guys, we know he's going to be introducing his truck today, and that's going to put all eyes on him. Remember, the NWO are 10 steps ahead. After that comment, that truck probably will sell out. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have MicroStrategy, which we know is Morgan Stanley, buys another 16,130 BTC, over 600 million, in the month of November. And we know how Saylor became the spokesperson for Bitcoin. You know, I've done plenty of videos on it. Now we have Cathie Woods of ARK buys 1.5 million Sofi shares as Sofi exits crypto. And ARK Invest sells more Coinbase, and she also picked up Robinhood. And even though Sofi exits crypto, we know Robinhood is opening up their crypto market in Europe. So guys, you have to keep up with the game. And we have Bitso breaks December 21st record with 1.47 billion assets under management. And in my Patreon, guys, I gave you a way where you can long, and then of course how you short. So make sure if you're part of the premium stock Patreon account, make sure you're looking over that, because we know Bitcoin and crypto will pull back in the first quarter. I'm not your financial advisor, not financial advice. Please do your own research. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which pulled back big time yesterday, now moving back up. The dollar had pulled back, now moving back up, and as we see, is hurting S&P and the NASDAQ. And then right now, we have volume in crypto is down. We have Tether, USDC, and TUSD, and we have Tether, Bitfinex bonds didn't get a lot of demand. But we know who can change that with a push of a button. And then, of course, guys, speaking of that, we have the Fed. Repo at $914 billion. As we see, the repo had moved up. We'll see what it is today. But we know how they manipulate yields. Not only does the Fed manipulate it, but now we had the dealers come in and save the Treasury, which is absolutely out of this world. But guys, it shouldn't surprise any of us. Now we have the BIS advises central banks to plan in advance for CBDC security. So guys, there's no longer a question on whether CBDCs are coming. The IMF has already told us CBDCs are coming and stable coins are not going anywhere. So like I tell you, get your friends and family educated. Stop and share these videos. It costs you nothing. Isn't that unbelievable? It doesn't cost you anything to share knowledge. But unfortunately, when we look at social media, when it comes to ignorance, it goes viral. And it's easy to see how America to Babylon has fallen. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale, sent about $29.8 billion. But getting over into a little crypto news, we have Polygon's secret deal, sending DraftKings millions to run a failed validator. And guys, we've seen the NWO spend billions and billions and billions of dollars distracting the masses so they don't learn this new economy. So what Polygon has done doesn't surprise me. We know Ripple and Western Union, MoneyGram, they were doing the same thing, paying them to use it. This was just a way to push adoption. Now we have IOTA pumps 43% after Abu Dhabi announcement. Also, we have Hong Kong Securities Trade Group proposes initial coin offering portal. And you heard that correct, guys. Hong Kong doing ICOs. Remember, Hong Kong is a straw man for China. Now we have Celsius grants access to withdrawals for eligible crypto holders. And we will have some selling pressure in December. But don't forget, CBOE is also launching futures in January. And we know the NWO likes to front run. Now we have Google DeepMind AI predicts 2 million novel chemical materials for real-world tech. And guys, we don't need a machine to know the Most High provided us everything for free. Remember, energy, water, housing, food, it's all free. But we have a few hundred people that convince you to work your life away for free energy, free housing, free water, and free food. If the sheep wake up, the game is over. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Alchemy Pay adds SEPA deposits in Europe. And we're seeing a real use case here. And we know how important seamless and cheap cross-border payments are to the global economy. And then lastly, guys, we have FTX gets nod to sell $873 million of its assets to repay creditors. And we know who's control of these assets. Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, Goldman Sachs guy. So remember, guys, it's going to be selling pressure in the market. And in the first quarter of every year, we always get a pullback. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, BitChute, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the SEPA, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.